My name is Lauren Mixa, and I'm a 4th grade teacher at Mechanicsville Elementary. Today, we will be representing unit fractions using pictures and number lines. A unit fraction is one part of a whole that has been divided into equal parts. Let's take a look at some unit fractions that have been represented using pictures. If you notice, all of these unit fractions have 1 as the numerator. That's because I am only considering one part out of the whole. Here we have the unit fraction 1/2. My whole has been divided into 2 equal parts because my denominator is 2. I'm only considering one of these equal parts. This represents my numerator. This is the unit fraction 1/3. Again, I have divided my whole into equal parts. This time, I have divided it into 3 equal parts because my denominator is 3. I'm only considering one of these equal parts. And last, we have the unit fraction 1/4. This time, my whole has been divided into 4 equal parts, and I'm only considering one of these equal parts. Let's take a look at how we can represent unit fractions using number lines. When I'm working with a number line, my whole is represented by the distance between 0 and 1. For the first number line, I will represent the fraction 1/2. My denominator, again, tells me that I will need to divide my whole into 2 equal parts. So I'll make one cut in the middle. So I have 2 equal parts. I'll label this first point 1/2, and 2/2 will represent my whole. I'm only considering one of these equal parts because, again, I'm working with unit fractions, so my numerator is 1. So I will shade in the distance between 0 and 1/2. I can see that I'm considering 1 equal part out of 2 total equal parts. Let's try, again, representing a unit fraction on a number line with 1/3. I will mark my whole from 0 to 1. This time I'm dividing my whole into 3 equal parts, so I'll make 2 cuts. Since I have 1, 2, 3 equal parts, this point will represent 1/3, this point will represent 2/3, and 3/3 to represent my whole. I'm only considering one of these parts, so I'll shade in the distance from 0 to 1/3. For my last number line, I'll represent the unit fraction 1/4. I'll start by dividing my number line into 4 equal parts, but I'll only make 3 cuts. I'll label this first point 1/4. This will be 2/4, followed by 3/4, and finally, my whole will be 4/4. I'm only considering one of these parts, so I'll shade in the distance between 0 and 1/4. By keeping my whole the same size every time, I can easily compare the size of these unit fractions. A common misconception of students is as the denominator increases, the size of the pieces will increase. But in fact, as my denominator increases, my pieces become smaller because I have had to divide my whole into more parts. So we can see with 1/2, I only had to divide my whole into 2 parts, making the pieces larger. When I go to 1/3, I've taken the same size whole, but this time I've divided my whole into 3 parts, making the pieces a little bit smaller than they were with 1/2. And finally, 1/4, I've divided my whole now into 4 parts. So this unit fraction is smaller than both 1/2 and 1/3 because I have more equal parts. If I continued this to other unit fractions like fifths and sixths, my pieces would continue to become smaller because my denominator has become larger. And this is how we represent unit fractions using pictures and number lines.